Resident Evil 0 Remake has just received some massive new information, and it looks like we're finally getting a clearer picture of Capcom's plans for the future of the Resident Evil franchise. According to the latest reports, Resident Evil 0 Remake is expected to be the studio's next remake after Resident Evil Code Veronica Remake. But that's not even the biggest story. We're also going to talk about a feature that never existed in the original Resident Evil 0. Yes, I'm talking about fully integrated online co-op. Oh, and if these leaks are accurate, this could completely transform the way the game is played. On top of that, we've got a complete casting overhaul, updates from previous leaks, and a possible release window. So guys, we've got a lot to discuss. So, according to new network leaks discovered by Capcom data miners, programming code linked directly to Resident Evil 0 Remake has reportedly been uncovered. One particular line of code immediately caught everyone's attention because it referenced an invite friends for co-op feature. Now, just think about that for a moment. If this leak is genuine, we're looking at the possibility of Resident Evil 0 Remake featuring official online co-op support. That would be a massive departure from the original game. If you cast your mind back to the 2002 GameCube release, Resident Evil 0 was strictly a single-player experience. Throughout the game, players constantly switched between Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen to solve environmental puzzles, manage limited resources, and survive difficult boss encounters. At the time, the character switching mechanic was incredibly unique and ambitious. It allowed players to tackle puzzles from different perspectives while sharing items between both characters. However, let's be honest, the AI companion wasn't exactly brilliant. Trying to manage your partner during intense combat could be incredibly frustrating. Whether they wasted ammunition, stood in dangerous positions, or simply got in the way, it often felt like the AI created more problems than it solved. Because of that, many fans have wondered for years whether Capcom originally considered making the game cooperative before ultimately deciding on a single-player experience. If this remake truly introduces online co-op, it could solve one of the biggest issues with the original game's design. Just imagine playing through the entire campaign alongside a friend. One player controls Rebecca, while the other takes control of Billy. You work together to solve puzzles, manage resources, defeat bosses, and survive the horrors together. Honestly, that sounds absolutely incredible. A proper Resident Evil co-op game built around survival horror rather than action has enormous potential, and it could become one of the remake's biggest selling points. Now, let's move on to the remake itself, because the reported development details are just as interesting. According to multiple insiders, including MP First and Dusk Golem, Resident Evil 0 Remake is very much real and is currently in development under the codename Project Chamber. That codename makes perfect sense considering Rebecca Chambers is one of the game's main protagonists. The leaks also claim that Beyond Capture Studios is handling the motion capture work for the project. This is the same studio that previously collaborated with Capcom on Resident Evil 4 Remake and Street Fighter 6, delivering incredibly high-quality motion capture performances. If they're once again involved with this remake, there's every reason to believe the cinematics and character performances will reach another level. However, that's where things become even more interesting. According to previous reports, Capcom isn't simply updating the visuals. The company is reportedly carrying out a complete casting overhaul. The leaks suggest that none of the original voice actors or performance artists will be returning for this remake. Instead, Capcom appears to be modernizing the franchise with an entirely new cast. Thanks to an apparent slip up on a professional actor's, we may already know one of those new actors, John McLaren, who delivered an outstanding performance as Star-Lord in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game, reportedly listed Project Chamber as a lead role on it. While Capcom hasn't officially confirmed anything, many fans believe he's playing Billy Cohen. Personally, I think he would be a fantastic choice. Billy is a complex character. He's an ex-convict with a tough exterior, but beneath that is someone with a strong moral compass. Finding the right actor to balance those qualities is incredibly important, and John McLaren certainly has the experience to pull it off. Now, with online co-op reportedly in development, motion capture well underway, and the new cast seemingly locked in, the obvious question is, when will Resident Evil 0 Remake actually release? To answer that, we need to look at Capcom's current Resident Evil roadmap. According to insider Dusk Golem, Capcom's remake schedule is extremely well organized, and the company has no intention of slowing down. The next major remake is expected to be Resident Evil Code Veronica Remake, which is reportedly targeting an early 2028 release. If that's accurate, it wouldn't make much sense for Capcom to release Resident Evil 0 Remake immediately afterwards. Doing so would force both games to compete with one another, divide the player base, and reduce the marketing impact of each release. Capcom has always preferred spacing out its major Resident Evil launches, allowing every title to receive months of marketing and post-launch support before moving on to the next project. Whether that's updates, additional content, or potential DLC, the company likes each release to have room to breathe. Because of that strategy, previous leaks suggest that Resident Evil 0 Remake is currently targeting a late 2028 release window. To me, that actually sounds like the perfect timeline. It fits Capcom's usual pattern of alternating between brand, new mainline entries, and major remakes. We already have Resident Evil Requiem DLC on the horizon. followed by Code Veronica Remake, and after that, Resident Evil Zero Remake could arrive to continue the momentum. If everything goes according to plan, Resident Evil fans are going to be eating well over the next few years. Of course, none of this has been officially confirmed by Capcom yet, so it's always worth treating these leaks with a healthy amount of caution. Plans can change during development, features can be removed, and release windows can easily shift. Still, if even half of these reports turn out to be true, Resident Evil Zero Remake is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious remakes Capcom has ever attempted. But now I want to hear from all of you. Would you like to see Resident Evil Zero Remake include a fully integrated online co-op mode, or would you rather Capcom keep the experience strictly single player like the original game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Resident Evil news and updates, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching!